mission clearly and perseveres until the desired outcome is achieved. APSU is poised for opportunity, and I am confident that President Licari will lead us forward. So today, as we celebrate President Licari, we also celebrate Austin Peay State University and the many lives that have been and will be transformed at our institution. Like the Licaris, I moved to the South, anticipating a warmer climate, sunny skies, and much less snow than in my former Midwest home. But I've come to love the grace and charm of the South even more than the weather. I know the Licaris will adopt some Southern traits, just as I hope I have. But I can assure you that President Licari's hardworking heritage and integrity are exactly what Austin Peay needs now and in the years to come. I am extremely happy to welcome President Licari and his wife, Kirsten, to campus. They will enrich our community and lead APSU boldly into the future. President and Mrs. Licari, I wish you many years of happiness and fulfillment at Austin Peay. Congratulations and welcome. This is a very special day of celebration for President Licari, his family and friends, the university community, the citizens of Clarksville, Montgomery County, Fort Campbell, and the state of Tennessee. Thank you all for joining us. We have many distinguished visitors with us today. You will be hearing from several of them later in the program, but I would like to introduce a few others. I ask that these special guests stand and be recognized as I call their names. Please hold your applause until they have all been recognized. We are especially honored to have 7 members of the Austin Peay State University Board of Trustees with us today. Billy Atkins, Chair. Don Jenkins, Vice Chair. Elaine Berg. Catherine Johnson, Canada. Dr. Valencia May. Carrie McInnes. And Mike O'Malley. We also welcome other special guests. Dr. Don Killingsworth, President of Jacksonville State University. Dr. Jeannie Beauchamp, representing the University of Tennessee Center for Health Sciences. Tennessee Representative Jason Hodges. John Clement, Field Director for U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn. Please be seated. We are glad to have you with us today. When President Licari arrived at Austin Peay in March, he did not arrive alone. Please join me in paying special tribute to President Licari's wife, Kirsten Licari. Kirsten was the first of the Licari family that I met. As I waited for Dr. Licari to arrive at the faculty forum for his interview, I noticed Kirsten sitting far to my right. Because she was dressed completely in APSU red and black, I thought perhaps she was a new faculty member that I had not yet met. In my defense, due to COVID, I don't think I met any new faculty last year. As soon as our conversation began, however, I knew that she was Dr. Licari's wife. Her warm and welcoming conversation style betrayed her Midwest heritage, and I liked her immediately. How wonderful for Kirsten to be here with us now as a valuable member of the Austin Peay community. The Austin Peay community encompasses many groups and extends well beyond the campus. The following individuals will bring messages of welcome and congratulations to our new president. First, I would like to introduce Kido Aru, president of the APSU Student Government Association. Kido?
Greetings. Greetings from the student body. I'm so honored to be able to represent the student body at such a historically significant event. I've been so fortunate and blessed to call APSU home during the last 4 years. This has been a journey to say the least, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. I've had the pleasure of getting to know President Licari on a personal and professional level. He has been extremely involved in SGA initiatives and events, from his appearance at Mobo to his Ghostbusters Get Up at Ghost. I can confidently say that he has a genuine heart and wants the best for our university. His long-standing history in higher education makes him more than qualified for this prestigious role. He has over 20 years experience in academia and has served as an acting university president. And I didn't just look that up. This speaks to his high level of competence to serve in this role, and he currently occupies. When I think of what makes a successful university president, I think about the ability to lead, the ability to show compassion, and the ability to navigate through crisis. President Licari and his senior leadership team have been pivotal in getting our university back on track from the collateral damage that was COVID. President Licari, in a very short time, has shown that he is more than capable in leading our university through any storm. I am so excited to see what he has in store for our future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Keto, and thank you for stooping to accommodate my short microphone height that I have here today. Next, I am pleased to introduce Jerica Swiger, President of the Staff Senate.
Thank you, Jane, and good morning. On behalf of the staff of Austin Peay State University, we welcome Dr. Mike Licari as our 11th president. We also wish to welcome members of the Licari family and honored guests. Thank you all for being here today. Over the past 8 months, Dr. Licari's strategic leadership and foresight has not only impressed, but inspired us as we look forward to watching his vision of this great institution unfold. Austin Peay is truly a campus community committed to a mission of collaborative opportunities that connect university expertise with private and public resources. Dr. Licari, we have seen you live this mission each day since you arrived on campus. Your steadfast commitment to the ideals of this university serve as a guide for us all to work towards each day. We look forward to seeing what this university can become under your leadership. Welcome to Austin Peay State University, Dr. Licari.
Thank you, Jerica. I would next like to introduce Dr. Perry Scanlon, Vice President of the APSU Faculty Senate.
Good morning, distinguished guests. On behalf of Faculty Senate, it is my honor to welcome Dr. Licari as the 11th president of Austin Peay State University. Dr. Licari has a strong record of service as a faculty member at several universities. Dr. Licari has previously served as a member and chair of the Faculty Senate at the University of Northern Iowa. Dr. Licari has often commented on how his experience within the Faculty Senate shaped his leadership and provided a strong foundation for shared governance between the faculty and administration. He has served in many faculty and administrative roles, including department chair, dean, and provost, including president of Austin Peay State University. He has a strong record of placing student success first, whether that's awards for advising in service to students or assisting admissions in reaching aspiring students. Austin Peay State University is fortunate to have a president that will foster positive student-centered experiences. Dr. Licari's experiences have prepared him well for this excellent opportunity to work with our faculty, staff, and administration to meet the needs of a well-rounded liberal arts education. Our faculty provide cultural opportunities, entertainment, and joy to our community. Each faculty member provides opportunities in writing, speaking, teaching, and language. Other faculty perform or support research to create, engineer, or develop new resources. They also provide leadership and support to our economy, including feeding our community or keeping us healthy. Most of all, faculty develop and encourage critical thinking within our community. Today, as we welcome Dr. Licari as our 11th president, the faculty stand ready to utilize our time and talents to follow your leadership as we continue to grow and support our community. We are excited to work together in the spirit of shared governance. Dr. Licari, you carry the spirit of the faculty with you in all your duties. Please challenge us and provide us room to grow and lead. The faculty stand ready to partner with you and be engaged in your vision as we continue to help Austin Peay State University shine brightly as the beacon of inspiration for our community. So on behalf of the faculty, welcome to Austin Peay State University, to President Licari and his family.
Thank you, Perry. Next, I would like to welcome Joe Shakinab, President of the APSU National Alumni Association.
Good morning to all. On behalf of our esteemed Austin Peay State University National Alumni Association, I come, Dr. Licari, to say that we support you and we stand behind you. We embrace your leadership. We support your vision for our beloved university. We believe that you will listen to and empower our students, that you will facilitate great growth of our faculty and our staff. And we want you to know that our National Alumni Association stands ready to help you foster greater community relationships and foster greater alumni givings. Again, we welcome you, Dr. Licari, and thank you for being our 11th president. Let's go, Peay.
Thank you, Joe. Next, we welcome Colonel Andrew Jordan, Fort Campbell Garrison Commander, representing Fort Campbell, Kentucky, and the 101st Airborne Division.
Yeah, it is still morning. Good morning. On behalf of Major General J.P. McGee, Commanding General of the 101st Airborne Division, and Fort Campbell, Dr. Licari, welcome to our community. Kristen and Daniel, I think you'll find this an awesome place. I know my wife Susan and I had dinner with you all a few weeks ago, and just learning a little bit about your lifestyle, it really translates into our lifestyle as well. You move somewhere for several years, you go on to something else, you move around a little bit. Daniel, you've probably had many schools until you graduated college, just like most of the military kids up at Fort Campbell. So you know what we go through. But I think you'll find this community next to none. The welcome, the embrace, the family atmosphere that Fort Campbell, Clarksville, this entire Middle Tennessee region will show you is awesome, and we are really, really happy to have you here. The relationship with Fort Campbell and Austin Peay State University goes back at least 50 years, as we had the honor of being at the 50-year anniversary of the ROTC program, and I know, Dr. Licari, that you wholeheartedly support that program. If I understand correctly, you stayed for the commissioning last spring, drove in and slid in sideways to get to Daniel's graduation the next day. So that just shows your commitment to both your family and to our Army family. About 25% of your student body is representative of our soldiers, our veterans, our military families, and even our Gold Star families. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate the relationship that we have with so many of your sports teams, and our ability to learn from you and maybe share a little bit of our lifestyle with your team as well. So thank you for having me here this morning. Welcome to the community, and if you ever need anything from Fort Campbell, we're just a phone call away. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Jordan. Next, I welcome the Honorable Joe Pitts, Mayor of the City of Clarksville.
Thank you, Dr. Semler. One of the advantages of being over 60 in a pandemic, your ears are big enough to hold on your mask. Good morning, everyone. It is my great honor on behalf of my wife, Cynthia, the Clarksville City Council, and the 166,000 people who call this beautiful city home to welcome and congratulate Dr. Mike Licari, to Kirsten, to Daniel, the Licari family and friends who are gathered to celebrate this momentous occasion. You arrive at a time in our community of unprecedented opportunity. You arrive at a time when the town and gown relationship could not be stronger. You arrive at a time when Austin Peay's success is tied to your success. So we pray for your success every single day as Austin Peay's 11th president. Your success means that we are successful. As we look out over the horizon, we know that Austin Peay will celebrate 100 years of existence in 2027, and we look forward to celebrating that milestone with you. So in the immortal words of governors everywhere, let's go Peay, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mayor Pitts. Next, we welcome the Honorable Jim Durrett, Montgomery County Mayor.
Thank you, Jane. Mayor, I hope you're still mayor in 2027. That'd be pretty cool. Good morning, everyone. You know, I was very fortunate to be a part of the process selecting the next president of Austin Peay State University. And after 4 months and over 100 applicants, and I don't know how many hours on Zoom, more than I want to relive, Dr. Mike Licari rose to the top. At the age of 18, Mike left his home in Rochester, Minnesota, and went to the University of Minnesota to study engineering. At the end of his freshman year, he changed his major to political science. Mike met his lovely wife at Minnesota, where they both played in the marching band, and in 1993, they both graduated with a bachelor's degree and were married. Over the next 28 years, Mike continued his education and filled about every role one could fill in a higher education university system. But the best was yet to come. He couldn't resist the urge of the Peay. So today, on behalf of myself, my wife Mary, and the over 221,000 citizens of Montgomery County, I'd like to officially welcome Dr. Mike Licari, his wife Kirsten, and Daniel to our community, and to announce Mike as the 11th president of Austin Peay State University. We know you are the right choice to continue the growth of Austin Peay, and we look forward to your leadership, vision, and energy at the Peay for years to come. Welcome, Mike, Kirsten, and Daniel.
Thank you, Mayor Durrett. Next, I welcome Dr. Emily House, Executive Director of the Tennessee Higher Education Commission.
Good morning. What a happy day. President Licari, Mrs. Licari and family, Provost Cronley, members of the Board of Trustees behind me, and members of the Austin Peay, Clarksville, and Montgomery County communities, good morning. So happy to be here. Happy to bring greetings from the Tennessee Higher Education Commission, our chairman, Evan Cope, members of our board, and members of the THEC staff who are watching but are not here today. I have the privilege from this position to see what is happening in higher education from a 30,000-foot view, from a statewide lens. So I'm able to see, along with my team, what works, what doesn't work, where people want to be, where people don't want to be. And while every institution in our state is unique, I would argue that Austin Peay is one of the most unique institutions in our state. Now, the advantage or the disadvantage of going last is that much of what I was planning to say has already been said by folks who can say it better. So my plan to talk about the importance of the ways in which Austin Peay serves veterans was said much more eloquently by Colonel Jordan just now. And if you look at my outline, this is really what the outline says. If I were to speak about the importance of town and gown relationships and the role that Austin Peay plays in the local economy, the regional economy, I could not do so as well as the mayors just did. So I will say just one thing, and then I'll turn it back over, which is we always make the joke, and if Representative Hodges is here, he has heard me make this joke 100 times because I have very few jokes. We always make the joke that no one graduates from THEC. We do a lot of work at the policy level, at the state level, but we do not interact with students the ways you all do on a day-to-day basis. So about a month ago, I feel very lucky that I was able to teach a class here with Provost Cronley and see the exceptional young people, and some not so young people, but in this case they were all quite young, who are coming through these doors and being educated here at Austin Peay. The future is so bright, and even just in that one class about a month ago, I saw it very brightly and very clearly. So President Licari, congratulations to you, sir. We've gotten to know each other a little bit over the past couple months. I look forward so much to working with you much more closely. Cheers to you and cheers to Austin Peay. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Dr. House. Next, we will have the musical performance, Fantasy on an Alma Mater, for Brass Quintet. thank you to the Austin Peay Brass Quintet for that lovely performance of Fantasy on an Alma Mater for Brass Quintet, an original composition by Dr. Jeffrey Wood for today's ceremony. Dr. Wood is a professor of music at Austin Peay State University. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Maria Cronley, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, who will bring the charge from the university.
Thank you, Professor Semler. Good morning, faculty, staff, students, community members, everyone watching online, and our very distinguished guests. I am so honored to get to bring the charge from the university. President Licari, it is my distinct honor to greet you today on behalf of Austin Peay State University. From the hundreds of administrators and staff who guide all of our day-to-day endeavors, to the nearly 700 full and part-time faculty that diligently teach and advise, research and create and serve. When distilled to its simplest form, the collective university charge is fourfold. First, we must deliver on the promise we have made to our students, that we will cultivate an environment for them to belong, to thrive, and to succeed, and that they will cross our graduation stage prepared to engage their community and beyond. We must deliver on the promise we have made to our staff, that they will be supported professionally and personally and given every chance to flourish. We must deliver on the promise we have made to our faculty, that they will be supported as educators and scholars, and that their academic freedom and professional growth is paramount. And we must deliver on our promise to this community that Austin Peay State University is the anchor institution of this region, committed to being a critical contributor to the intellectual, artistic, philanthropic, and economic vibrancy of Clarksville, Montgomery County, and the region. With these promises guiding our decision-making, we will continue in our never-ending quest for excellence. President Licari, we look to you as the leader in these commitments. We look to you to foster an environment where everyone across the university, students, staff, faculty, and administrators, don't just feel welcome and included, but are assured day in and day out that they are a key component in the success of APSU. We look to you to lead all facets of the university, here on our main Clarksville campus, at the Fort Campbell Center, and at all of our educational sites across the state. We look to you to determine the shared collective vision that will unite us all, from the painter to the poet, from the analyst to the engineer, from the technician to the teacher. You are the leader who can help us see that all of the roles we play in the future success of this great institution. We have so much to celebrate at Austin Peay. This university has made tremendous strides in so many ways, but there is still work to do. Areas remain figuratively under construction, and we look to you as our chief architect. Lead us as we strive for increased equity, even greater institutional achievement and pride, and a stronger commitment to our place in this community. Help us to lean into our strengths, overcome our challenges, and discover even more ways for us to thrive today, tomorrow, and thereafter. I am so proud to be a Gov, and even more proud to know that today we install a president who embodies the servant leadership at the core of what it means to govern. As we approach our centennial, we know that you are the right scholar and leader to position us for success for the next 100 years. Thank you for taking on this mantle, and we all look forward to serving this great community right alongside you. Thank you.
Thank you, Provost Cronley. At this time, Dr. Nancy Rogers, Vice President of University Engagement at Indiana State University, will bring the charge from the higher education community.
Good morning. It's an honor to be here this morning and to first bring greetings from Indiana State University, and of course to participate in the installation of my dear friend and colleague as the 11th president of this great university. President Licari, the entire ISU community sends heartfelt congratulations. We know you will be a great president. You've taken the helm of Austin Peay State University during an unprecedented time. A global pandemic, economic uncertainty, shrinking numbers of traditional age college students, and political and social turmoil have impacted all higher education institutions. In spite of these challenges, I continue to believe that there is reason for great optimism about the future of higher education, and specifically the future of Austin Peay State University. The beauty of higher education in the U.S. is accessibility. Students from any background with the will and desire to earn a degree have an opportunity. Higher education remains the best path to a better life. A college degree has the power to not only transform the life of the graduate, but also the lives of the family for generations to come. Dr. Licari, you have dedicated your career to state institutions with a deep, abiding, and visible commitment to helping students from very diverse backgrounds achieve a prosperous and well-rounded life. As the challenges of our time and the day-to-day stress of managing those challenges weighs on you during the upcoming years, never lose sight of how unique and special this institution is to your alumni, your students, and the great state of Tennessee. My first charge to you is stay optimistic. Another reason to stay optimistic is the opportunity that you have each and every day to interact with the bright and talented students of Austin Peay State University. The trust that these students and their families have placed in you and your colleagues is immense. You will continue to earn this trust by keeping students at the center of all you do. I know firsthand that this is something that comes naturally to you. Your dedication to improving student outcomes and expanding opportunities and access really is at the heart of who you are as a professional. I've also witnessed many times the delight that you and Kirsten take in interacting with your students. I will just go off script and say there was a lot of chatter in Terre Haute about how much we missed Halloween and envy of the Halloween celebration with the students at Austin Peay. Your connection with students is very special and clearly nourishes your soul. My second charge to you is to always keep your students in the forefront of your mind and at the center of your decisions. I know you will. The greatest resource of any higher education institution is its people. Students at Austin Peay have a top-notch experience because of the dedication and hard work of the faculty and staff. What a great privilege for you to have the opportunity to lead these colleagues. I have always known you to be a servant leader, someone who is actively engaged in all corners of the campus, sincerely interested in the work of your colleagues at all levels of the institution, and always willing to pitch in and get the job done, no matter what the job. You are both a scholar with a keen intellect and interest in the discovery of knowledge, and a regular guy who finds common ground with everyone you meet. I so admire these traits. Your colleagues at Austin Peay have no doubt already noticed these traits and are grateful for your authentic approach to leading the institution. My third charge to you is to continue to choose to be a servant leader. My final charge is focused on the community of Clarksville. The future of this university and this community are inextricably linked. In the present, both the university and community are best served by collaborative approaches to community and economic development and widespread opportunities for students to learn and serve in the community. University presidents must choose between viewing their local community as simply the location of their institution or their home. When you became president of Austin Peay State University, you and Kirsten immediately became two of Clarksville's most visible and influential citizens. You both will take this responsibility with the seriousness that it merits. Clarksville will be well served by your engagement in the life of this community. My final charge to you is make Clarksville your home. Love and nurture this community. Congratulations on your installation, President Licari. Austin Peay, you've made an excellent choice. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rogers, and I will definitely second that. Austin Peay has made an excellent choice. We now turn to the central event in the ceremony, the official installation of Mike Licari as the 11th president of Austin Peay State University. It is indeed an honor to have with us today Billy Atkins, chair of the Austin Peay State University Board of Trustees. Chairman Atkins will now perform the investiture.
Thank you. We come on this occasion and at this moment to inaugurate the 11th president of Austin Peay State University. Before proceeding with your swearing in, I want to take this opportunity to underscore the vital nature of the role of the president on our campus. The board expects strong leadership and a high level of accountability from our president. So selecting a new president is a matter of great importance. We very much appreciate the active and cooperative participation of the entire Austin Peay family in the selection process that brought President Licari to Austin Peay. Now, President Licari, would you please join me at the podium? In presence of this assembly of witnesses, you are asked to repeat the pledge of office to uphold the duties and responsibilities as Chief Executive Officer of this university. If you are now prepared for the pledge of office, you will answer, "I am so prepared."
I am so prepared.
Then repeat after me. I, Mike Licari,
I, Mike Licari,
do hereby accept the duties and responsibilities of this presidency of Austin Peay State University.
do hereby accept the duties and responsibilities of the presidency of Austin Peay State University.
I will faithfully carry out all the obligations commensurate with this honored position.
I will faithfully carry out all of the obligations commensurate with this honored position.
I further pledge to uphold the proud tradition of this institution
I further pledge to uphold the proud tradition of this institution
and build upon the achievement of my predecessors,
and build upon the achievement of my predecessors,
contributing my best efforts to ensure the continued success of Austin Peay State University.
contributing my best efforts to ensure the continued success of Austin Peay State University.
With the approval of the Austin Peay State University Board of Trustees, and with this medallion symbol of the presidency, I do invest you, Mike Licari, with the authority of the office of President of Austin Peay State University. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you all for your remarks this morning. It is so good to see family and friends, colleagues, distinguished guests here today. Thank you for coming. You know, and I say this a lot because it's true. I would not be standing here without the support of my wife, Kirsten. She is my #1 encourager and cheerleader, always has been. I'm glad, too, that our son Daniel could get away from work to come this morning. We're certainly proud of him. You know, he's recent proof that the system works. You go to college, you work hard and do well, and you get a good job after graduating. That's sort of the whole point. And of course, I'm thrilled that my parents are here today. They've always set high expectations of me, but I've always also provided the necessary support so that I could realize those goals. Thank you. Thank you, too, to Dr. Jeffrey Wood for the lovely composition, and to our musicians and singers, truly beautiful. I want to thank Mike O'Malley, the inaugural chair of the Board of Trustees and chair of the Search Committee. Thank you as well to the entire Search Committee and to the current board chair, Billy Atkins, and all of the members of the Board of Trustees. I'm grateful for your support. You know, in the 8 months since Kirsten and I have arrived, we've taken every opportunity to get to know you, the campus, and the community. And I will say that I am even more impressed and excited than when I started. We have immersed ourselves in lectures, concerts, athletics events, and student events on campus, and have engaged the community leaders and our partners at Fort Campbell. After taking all of this in, it is clear that the support in the community for this university runs deep. Our students are talented and hardworking, and our faculty and staff are dedicated and successful professionals. I could not be more proud and honored to lead such a university. You know, and as you listened to me thank a whole host of people a few minutes ago, I hope it reinforced the fact that nobody gets very far without the support of those around them. In my convocation remarks that I gave in August, I challenged each of us on campus, in the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, to be an opener of doors. It stems from advice that I give students. Work hard, do your best at whatever it is that you're responsible for in the moment, be ready for opportunity to knock, and when it does, open the door and say yes. Take those steps to a new future. We at Austin Peay can help students open that door. It is our job in the academy to get them ready for that opportunity to knock and prepare them so that they can say yes to that new future. Universities should have a transformational effect on students. You know, this was certainly the case for my parents. My mom grew up on a small dairy farm in north central Minnesota and received most of her education in a one-room schoolhouse. But after earning a degree in biology in the 1960s, she found a career at the Mayo Clinic. My dad grew up on the Iron Range of northern Minnesota in an apartment above the family business, a bar and restaurant in a town of about 1,000 people. And after earning his bachelor's, master's, and PhD in engineering, had a long and successful career at IBM, ending up running operations in Rochester, Minnesota, San Jose, California, and Tokyo. One of my former students, Tori Hurst Sinclair, is here today. I watched as she learned the leadership ropes in student government at the University of Northern Iowa before graduating. She's now in the midst of a successful career, having served on the staffs of elected officials and political interest groups. I'm sure that every one of you here has a similar story, either personally or about somebody near and dear. Indeed, the ability to be part of these transformations is why I started my career in higher education in the first place. Of course, in order for us to truly transform the lives of our students, to open the doors for them, we have to set them up for success later in life. We have to prepare them to be able to tackle challenges and seize opportunities in both work and in their communities well into the future. We must continue to find ways to ensure our graduates will be both proficient and adaptable in the workplace and civic-minded in the community. Our students need to be successful in their chosen fields, to be sure, but they also need to be interesting people who are engaged in the world around them. In order for us to do this for our students, to be able to open those doors for them and help them say yes to that new opportunity, we need to be relentlessly focused on them. To be sure, this is a great institution, and there are certain enduring features of Austin Peay State University that help us serve students well and help make accessing a college education a reality for so many from so many different walks of life. Our connection to Fort Campbell means that we open the doors for the military community. We have a long tradition of online teaching, certainly relied upon recently, that allows us to reach students anywhere at any time. Our flexible academic calendar means working adults can make progress towards their academic goals while balancing their other priorities. Our support structures for low-income students and for those who are first in their family to go to college means that we are actively improving their quality of life. And we offer the largest range of degrees in the state, from associate degrees all the way through doctoral degrees, all in an environment that students say feels like a family. So as we look to the future, we need to be thinking about how to translate these enduring features into action that will ensure that we are able to continue to meet the needs of a wide range of students and continue to make the larger community better off. Certainly a lot is changing around us. Nashville and Clarksville are growing quickly with an incredible influx of new companies, money, and people. The pace of this economic development and population growth is certainly thrilling, and we definitely don't want the alternative, but it comes with its own challenges for Austin Peay as we seek to continue to be a resource and partner for the state. Austin Peay will need to be an integral part of plans for future economic development and community growth for the entire Middle Tennessee region. So, it is time to reflect on who we are and what we have been doing in order to think about who we want to be and where we are going. We have a great opportunity to solidify what we need to be as an institution and what we need to be doing for our students as we take the time to think about our mission and vision and value statements and work on a new strategic plan for the university. As I have said, these opportunities do not come around all that often, and so it is an exciting time as we chart the future of the university together. As we chart that future, a few things come to mind about what I think we'll need to do in order to be successful. We certainly need to work hard, and we're doing that. We need to be persistent because there are always bumps in the road, and we need to have enthusiastic optimism about trying new things. Now, I'm keenly aware of the irony of that statement. To challenge the university to be innovative and creative as I stand here in regalia patterned after clothing worn by teachers in the 12th century and part of a ceremony that goes back to the 17th century colonial America. Clearly, sometimes change is hard. But it is necessary if we are going to continue to meet the needs of students today and into the future. Last week, I had the opportunity to listen to a speaker, Duncan Wardle, at a Nashville Area Chamber of Commerce event. He argues that people's attitudes can make all the difference when seeking innovation and creativity. He encourages everyone to adopt a positive yes and approach rather than a no because attitude. There's a certain uplifting feeling by thinking about future possibilities and questioning why things have to be the way they are, instead of only focusing on why opportunities are difficult or being satisfied with the status quo. Indeed, I think that often the status quo is, in fact, the riskiest position to take. Reflecting on the learning opportunities that I've had throughout my career, I think about the work that we started on improving student success, retention and graduation rates at the University of Northern Iowa more than a decade ago. Several dear friends are here today who started that work with me. We pushed the envelope, questioning why the curriculum had to be deployed in a certain way, questioning the university's attitude towards struggling students, thinking about what we could do instead. It was fun and energizing work, but it was controversial at times, and we ran into a lot of skepticism. But it was successful in the end, and students are better off as a result. I think about the work that we were doing at Indiana State University to incorporate career readiness learning outcomes into the curriculum. We were thinking innovatively and questioning the conventional way that a university deploys career services to students. And we ran into a lot of resistance, as Dr. Rogers knows. But students are graduating better prepared because we were not satisfied with the status quo. I had the opportunity to listen to another speaker recently, Mitch Weiss, who's a professor in the Harvard School of Business, at a convening of industry and university leaders in Nashville. The speaker was talking about how to move organizations forward and how to promote innovation, and he was concerned about overlearning from negative experiences. He invoked a quote from Mark Twain, which says that we should be careful to get out of an experience only the wisdom that is in it, and stop there, lest we be like the cat that sits down on a hot stove lid. She will never sit down on a hot stove lid again, but also she will never sit down on a cold one anymore. Unfortunately, people in organizations often overlearn from past challenges or failures. I've encountered many instances throughout my career where an idea is shot down because, well, we tried that 10 years ago and it didn't work. And that's supposed to suffice for the entire argument, without acknowledging that situations change or even going into why the attempt failed, things that very well could be fixed or maybe don't even apply anymore. Another form of overlearning is continuing to do the same thing over and over again because it was once successful in the past, even if its effectiveness has diminished over time. This means a once successful institution will gradually fall behind and perhaps ultimately fail if it doesn't change. I cannot tell you how many times throughout my career I have heard the statement, well, we've always done it that way. I'm sure you've heard that too. We need to be sure we don't get stuck in ruts, unsure of what else to do because we don't take the time to think of alternatives or are afraid of trying new things because of the potential consequences of failure. This recent talk that I was listening to also reminded me of the work of James March, one of the giants in political science and economics on the subject of organizations. I'm sorry, I'm a professor at heart, and so here we go. I did read a lot of his work while I was in graduate school. One of his concerns was to find a way to balance a focus on exploration of new ideas with work on incremental improvements to existing operations. Although he too was concerned about organizations suffering from a lack of innovation, he recognized the fact that a certain amount of care is needed so that the pendulum doesn't swing too far in either direction. Never moving from the status quo is problematic, but so too is cavalier risk-taking. To be sure, we need to be good at what we're currently doing and not lose our innovative spirit. So, it is my job to make space and to preserve the space that exists for people to be innovative and try new things. Austin Peay is a creative institution. That is clear from my immersion in the university over the last 8 months. I pledge to protect and grow that spirit as we work together to serve our current and future students and communities. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of President Licari and all of us here at APSU, I thank you for your presence on this important day. Please rise for the alma mater performed by the APSU Brass Ensemble and Choral Union. At the conclusion of the alma mater, please remain standing for the recessional of the stage party and faculty. Ladies and gentlemen, our alma mater.